What is your epic dream?
I would say I've changed my dream a few times growing up as a black man, right? Um, really early on, I would think that a lot of young black men and young black boys like to associate themselves with people that they think are rich or that they see in a lucrative position, right? So I think growing up, a lot of African American young men are looking at the rappers, entertainers, or the athletes. Growing up, I always wanted to be an athlete. But once I got to like the age 15, I always wanted to be a father after that, like a married man that's a father. Um, and that was kind of like my epic dream since the age 14 or 15.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this young brother today. He is a native of Columbus, Ohio, and he is actively engaged and a leader in the nonprofit space that specifically works around holistic support for Black and Brown families. And he has an emphasis on African American male wellness. His name is Mr. Dymiere Finch. Hey, Dymiere.
Hello, thank you for having me. Exciting to be having this conversation today.
Oh, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you are here. And so, Dymiere, as you know, we are seeking to burst open the very narrowly and combined or defined and myopic view of Black manhood. What we see in the media is, I have to say, not incorrect. A lot of times it is incorrect, but not completely incorrect, but it's just definitely incomplete. And so we really want to expand the whole audience, our society's awareness of the vastness of and positiveness of the Black male community. And ultimately, the goal is for a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models to come to this repository, to the same 6 questions answered by a myriad of amazing Black men, and hopefully find guidance there. And then for the rest of us who have been looking at these very narrowly depicted stereotypes, if you will, and narratives of Black men, maybe our minds can be open too. And so with that, I want to get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
That's a great question. So thank you for that question. And I kind of been thinking about similar answers or like similar questions along the same lines. So when it comes to manhood to myself, I would say there are a few things that I would associate with manhood, right? One being either hard work or work ethic. Hard work and work ethic are two different things. Hard work could literally mean physical labor, or it could be dedication, right? But work ethic kind of goes hand in hand with that dedication. So even if you don't have to do heavy lifting, do you still have that work ethic to make sure things are getting done to completion, right? So those are two things I think I associate with manhood a lot, as well as being a provider, being a soldier, if you will. So kind of like frontline protection, especially for our women and children. Um, but yeah, making sure that we have that work ethic is kind of top tier for me.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Thank you so much. And so, Dymiere, who and or what is important to you?
Could you repeat that for me?
Sure. Who and or what is important to you?
That's another great question. I would like to think that with me being 28 years old this year, I lean a lot on people above and under me, right? So the people that's important to me, honestly, will be my mentors. So those that are pouring into me from the top level to make sure that I can be as successful as possible, trying to fill in big shoes of these same mentors, right? But also the ones that's under me that I'm pouring into as well. And it's kind of like a fountain or maybe even a mountain or like a waterfall where my mentor is pouring into me as I'm actively pouring into someone else. And I would say that having both of those keeps me balanced, but also those are the most important things to me or the most important people.
That's really wonderful. Awesome. I love how you said that. That's awesome. A great image. That's a great image. Thank you so much. So, Dymiere, how do you want us to see you?
I would like for you all to see me as a resource or as a connector, if you will, right? Um, I would like to be seen as someone that anybody could collab with because we can go further together, right? We can connect with more people, we can touch more people, we can service and impact more people the more that we're able to collab. So I like to be seen as like a resource or some sort of connection or connector between maybe resources, people, however that can be. And I would also like to be seen as a positive light, a beacon of hope, if you will. Someone that's always optimistic, trying to come with solutions to some urban urban problems. Um, yeah, I would definitely like to be seen as a beacon of hope.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Awesome. Excellent. So, Dymiere, what is your epic dream?
I would say I've changed my dream a few times growing up as a black man, right? Um, really early on, I would think that a lot of young black men and young black boys like to associate themselves with people that they think are rich or that they see in a lucrative position, right? So I think growing up, a lot of African American young men are looking at the rappers, entertainers, or the athletes. Growing up, I always wanted to be an athlete. But once I got to like the age 15, I always wanted to be a father after that, like a married man that's a father. Um, and that was kind of like my epic dream since the age 14 or 15, knowing that I had a great dad, and that's one of my best friends to this day. He kind of made me look forward to being a great dad to some children in the future. And I would like to say that that's my epic dream.
What a beautiful to your father. That's so awesome. That's so I don't think anyone has said that before. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I'm glad I can bring something different to the table as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's excellent. So you've been answering question 5 all along, implicitly, but I'm going to ask you explicitly, Mr. Dymiere Finch, who are you?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. I am more than likely whoever you need me to be. If you need me to be a resource, if you need me to just listen, I am kind of the glue for a lot of different situations, being in the civic engagement realm and being in that nonprofit realm. So I am the leader, the civic engagement, the servant for the community, the person that is looking to bring a betterment to the community in any capacity.
I love it. I love it. That's great. So here we are already at question 6, which is there
Ooh.
anything that I should have asked you that I didn't ask you, or you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
I I honestly don't think you missed anything, right? I think with the scope of questions that you have formulated, I think you're trying to draw out certain things, right? And you're trying to also leave open-ended answers for the audience as they're going through watching each video. And also for them to take and cling on to certain pieces, right? Like you said, you just got an answer that you haven't got before, but you're still asking the same questions. So you're asking the right questions. I don't think you're not. Like, I don't think it's something that you didn't hit on. If I could add something just from my personal, I would just like to do a shameless plug about some events that we have going on this year. So we do have a Real Men Real Talk, which is an open forum conversation with a focus on Black and Brown individuals in the city of Philadelphia, making sure that they have an open space to speak freely about some things that might be plaguing them from moving forward. And what we see in those rooms 9 times out of 10 is men are either going through the same things at the same time, or there are men in that room that might have went through that previously and can shed light or give you some sort of way to pull yourself out of that, right? So we do that on a monthly basis, every last Thursday of the month. And then we are also doing a initiative for fathers. So it's called Cooking with Dads, where we will be using the father and their children at the same time to show them how to make healthy and affordable home cooked meals, that are still affordable and still healthy. So doing that with the children is also building camaraderie within the house, making sure that we get some quality time with the father and those children, but just making sure that we're pushing the same health initiative forward. We want Black and Brown people to live as long as possible.
That is really beautiful. That is so awesome. And then your bio below, folks can learn more about your organization and seek out these amazing programs. And I hope that they do. I hope you're filled to capacity. And I really
God willing.
Yes. And I really appreciate the work that you're doing. The few times I've seen you just been at the work, doing the work for the community. It's beautiful work. And so I honor you, my king, and I pray that your epic dream comes true soon. That's what I hope for you. And I'm just really grateful for your presence in this world. I'm grateful for your presence in our community, not just in Philadelphia, but just knowing that you are here in our world is such a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. Since day one, you have been kind of just a pleasure, a breath of fresh air whenever we have a conversation. So I personally appreciate you for what it is that you're doing with this podcast, making sure that African-American men, not only in Philadelphia, but any African-American man can have a voice. They can be heard as well. Having a voice and being heard are two different things. So your podcast being able to offer both to individuals while also servicing the men that's listening, kind of like a dream come true as well. I appreciate you, Ms. Val.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you so much. And stay right there, because I want to thank you, audience, for joining us today. I really hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And if you have in your community, in your life, a positive Black man and successful Black man that you want to see highlighted in this forum, please click the link below, fill out the nomination, or in my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. I always say that success does not equal what someone does for a living. They may be a well-versed nonprofit leader and all of these different spaces like Dymiere, or not. We are looking for folks like Dymiere and folks who are not like Dymiere, because we are myriad. The community is myriad. What ties all these brothers together is that they are making a positive impact in their community, starting with the people around them, and then further out into the broader community. Those are the brothers that we really want to contribute and we want to hear from, to Dymiere's point. And so please stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king. And please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thank you so much. And Dymiere, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. God bless you. Thank you to the audience for listening. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. Yay.